Hello, good afternoon. Yesterday we talked about the molecular orbital theory and order of molecular orbitals in increasing order of their energy. So we explain that sigma 1s has the lowest energy among all molecular orbitals. Then sigma 1s star, sigma 2s, sigma 2s star, pi 2px बराबर pi 2py. In this way, we can arrange molecular orbital in ascending order as per their energy level. So now here we shall discuss about the molecular orbital diagram and the arrangement of electron in different molecular orbitals. For example, if it is asked that sketch molecular orbital diagram of the nitrogen molecule and give the electronic configuration, very easily you can draw. This is the electronic configuration of the nitrogen molecule. Sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, pi 2px 2 equal to pi 2py2 and sigma 2pz square. This is the order of the increasing order of the molecular orbital, and electrons are substituted according to the energy level. The same thing has been drawn here. This is the molecular orbital diagram. This is the MO diagram. MO diagram of N2 molecule. N2 molecule. Just see here. This is sigma 1s2. When 1s atomic orbital of one nitrogen atom, this is second nitrogen atom, 1s orbital of this atom containing 2 electron, 2 electron. When 1s atomic orbital and 1s atomic orbital of another nitrogen molecule overlap together forming the molecular orbital, bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital will be formed. So, bonding, this is the lower energy bonding molecular orbital, sigma 1s, it is bonding molecular orbital, sigma 1s star, this is anti-bonding molecular orbital. So, here bonding and anti-bonding, we put here bonding and anti-bonding. There are 4 electrons, one, this nitrogen atom 1s orbital contains 2 electrons. 1s orbital of another nitrogen atom contain to 4 electrons are distributed in bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital. Like this. Exactly in case of the 2s atomic orbital of this atom and 2s atomic orbital of this atom, both 2s atomic orbital overlap to form the molecular orbital, that is either bonding molecular orbital and anti-bonding molecular orbital. So this is the sigma 2s bonding molecular orbital formed by the combination of the 2s atomic orbital and this 2s atomic orbital. And anti-bonding molecular, this is the bonding and this is the anti-bonding. So all 4 electrons are distributed like this, 2 electron in the bonding and 2 electron in the bonding. Always keep in mind that no molecular orbital can contain more than 2 electrons as per Pauli exclusion principle. So in this way, now come to the p orbital. 1 electron, 2 electron, 3 electron. In nitrogen atom, p orbital contains 3 electrons: px, py, pz. Similarly, there is another nitrogen atom, 1 electron, 1 electron, 1 electron. So p orbitals of this nitrogen atom, p orbitals of this nitrogen atom, they overlap upon each other in such a way to form molecular orbital bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital. So here conventionally we know that Pz and Pz having the same symmetry, so it will form the sigma bond. But Py and Py, Px and Px, they are perpendicular to the Pz and therefore they overlap in such a way to form the pi bond. That is, the overlapping takes place sidewise. So this pi bond, according to above principle, the energy of pi to px and pi to py is less than sigma to pz. So in this way, we have put here pi to px, pi to py. These two are the bonding molecular orbital, pi bonding molecular orbital. And each molecular orbital contains 2 electron here, 2 electron here, and then sigma 2pz. This is the sigma 2pz containing 2 electron, and anti-bonding of all these bonding molecular orbitals are also here. This is the anti-bonding of this molecular orbital. This is the bonding and it is the anti-bonding. This is the bonding and this is the anti-bonding. But overall, there are only 14 electrons in the nitrogen molecule, and therefore 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. So in this way, all 14 electrons in the nitrogen molecules are distributed like this and like this. So this is the molecular orbital diagram of the nitrogen molecule. Here pi star 2px has no electron, pi star 2py has no electron, sigma star 2pz has no electron. So this type of the diagram is called as the molecular orbital diagram. Now second thing which I want to say, that is how we can understand about the magnetic character of the molecule. Magnetic character. This is the most important character of the molecular orbital theory, that very easily we can understand about the magnetic character of the molecule. Valence bond theory could not explain the magnetic character according to the electronic distribution. So, how we can say magnetic character? Just very clear. If there are paired electron in the molecular orbital, every molecular orbital having paired electron, so it is diamagnetic. Diamagnetic means when the molecule or the substance, it is repelled by the magnet. Diamagnetic character. So if all molecular orbital, see here, paired, 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 paired. So all molecular orbital either bonding or anti-bonding, all are filled with pair electrons. So in this way, you can say the characteristic of the nitrogen molecule. So you can write here N2 molecule molecule is diamagnetic. Diamagnetic. Because all molecular orbitals contain paired electrons. Paired electrons. If molecular orbital contain one single electron, two unpaired electron, three unpaired electron. So if there is a presence of unpaired electron in molecular orbital, the molecule will behave as a paramagnetic. But in case of nitrogen, we can say nitrogen is a diamagnetic molecule. Why? Because all molecular orbitals, either bonding or anti-bonding, they contain paired electrons, so it is a diamagnetic molecule. Now suppose we say N2 minus, this is the nitrogen molecule ion. So this molecule ion, you can write there are 15 electrons, and 15 electrons are distributed sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, pi 2px equal to pi 2py 2, and here sigma 2pz 2 electron, and pi star 2px equal to pi star 2py 1 electron and 0 electron. So you see here, this molecular orbital is filled, this is filled. So all molecular orbitals, either bonding or bonding here, they contain paired electrons. But here, there is one electron in pi star 2px, and this is unpaired. In this way, we can say N2 minus, it is paramagnetic. Now, question arises, if somebody asks you that what is the molecular orbital diagram of N2 minus? No problem. You can very easily see. See here, distribution of electrons same, diagram is same. Now there is one extra electron. Suppose one electron is put in this nitrogen atom. So means this is the nitrogen atom. One extra electron, this atom becomes negative. Now this electron, extra electron, it will come here. Like this. Now see, all molecular orbitals are containing paired electron, but there is a one unpaired electron. So this is the unpaired electron, therefore we can say N2 minus molecule ion is a paramagnetic in character. So in this way, very easily we can explain the magnetic behavior of molecule or molecule ion like nitrogen and nitrogen molecule ion. Now, if it is asked that give the molecular orbital diagram of N2 plus, So just see here, we can write the electronic configuration and we can also give the molecular orbital diagram of the N2 plus. N2 plus. This is the nitrogen molecule cation. So electrons are removed from the molecule and it forms the cation. Now how many electrons? Nitrogen molecule, it contains 14 electrons. One electron has been removed, forming the cation, and so there are 13 electrons. There are 13 electrons. So how 13 electrons are distributed? So you can write here sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, pi 2px equal to pi 2py, 2 electron, and sigma 2p z 1 electron. Just count it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So this is the electronic configuration of N2 plus molecule ion. Now what is the molecular orbital diagram? Easily you can say 2 electron in sigma 1s, 2 electron in sigma 1s star, bonding to, anti-bonding to, bonding to, anti-bonding to, and here this is the sigma 2pz. Now here we can say 13 electrons, we can write here 0 electron, 1 electron has been removed like this. So this is the MO diagram of the N2 plus molecule ion. This is the molecular orbital diagram. Here you can say this is the MO diagram of N2 plus molecule. Diagram is same because the energy level either in N2 molecule or N2 plus molecule ion or N2 minus molecule ion or N2 minus molecule ion. Order of the energy level is same. It will not change. And therefore, very easily you can draw the sequence of the molecular orbital according to increasing energy of the molecular orbitals. So this N2 plus, this molecule is paramagnetic. N2 plus is paramagnetic. Why paramagnetic? Because it contains one unpaired electron. Just consider N2 minus 1 also contain one unpaired electron in anti-bonding molecular orbital. So N2 minus 1 is also a paramagnetic, while N2 plus molecule ion is also paramagnetic because it contains one unpaired electron. Electron is unpaired. Just see here, electron in sigma 2pz is 1, it is unpaired. So, all molecular orbital contain paired electron, diamagnetic. If a single electron is unpaired, it is the paramagnetic. So in this way, in any molecule, you can understand about the diamagnetic and paramagnetic behavior of the ion or molecule. Now, another important question is to find out the stability of the molecule or ion. So how we can find out the stability? As we know that stability of the molecule depends upon the number of the bond. The number of bond is termed as bond order. So before explaining the stability of the molecule or molecule ion, we have to calculate bond order. So how to calculate bond order? Now question is here, how to calculate bond order? Bond order. Bond order. Bond order. So bond order, it is equal to number of electrons in BMO minus number of electrons in ABMO divided by 2. Divided by 2. Bond order means number of electron in bonding molecular orbital minus number of electron in anti-bonding molecular orbital divided by 2. For example, if somebody asks you what is the bond order of N2 molecule, bond order of N2 molecule. So very easily you can say this is the bond order. First of all, you have to show electronic configuration. Electronic configuration. So N2 molecule, it is sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, pi 2ps equal to pi 2py and sigma 2pz. This is the electronic configuration of the nitrogen molecule. Just see number of the bonding molecule: 2 bonding, 2 bonding, 4 bonding, 2 6 bonding, 8 bonding, 10. So number of the electron in bonding molecular orbital, it is 10 minus number of electron in anti-bonding molecular orbital. स्टार, जहां भी स्टार है वो आपकी मॉलिक्यूलर ऑर्बिटल एंटी बॉन्डिंग मॉलिक्यूलर ऑर्बिटल है. Clearly I say wherever you have put star, it shows that molecular orbital is anti-bonding molecular orbital. Anti-bonding molecular orbital means molecular orbital having higher energy than atomic orbital. So in this way, say here there is a star, it contains 2 electrons here, 2 electrons here, there are 4 electrons in anti-bonding. So we put here 10 minus 4 upon 2, it is how much? It is 6 upon 2 equal to 3. So number of the bond present between nitrogen and nitrogen atom, you know, already you know nitrogen, nitrogen. You write nitrogen, nitrogen like this, three bond, covalent bond, one sigma and 2 pi bond. As see in the molecular orbital diagram, you have seen there are 2 pi bond, pi 2px and pi 2py, pi bond, and the sigma bond, sigma 2pz. So in this way, you can calculate the bond order on the basis of this formula, and you have to calculate the number of electron in bonding molecular orbital and number of the electron in anti-bonding molecular orbital, and in this way you can calculate bond order. Now second thing, N2 minus, Calculate bond order in N2 minus ion. Very easy, you can calculate. This is the electronic configuration of the N2 molecule. You put one electron extra in this molecule. What will happen? This extra molecule will enter 2ps equal to 2p 2py. This is the anti-bonding molecule of this bonding molecular ion. Pi 2ps, pi 2py, this is the bonding molecular orbital having lower energy. This is the anti-bonding molecular of molecular orbital having higher energy. So here one electron enter in the anti-bonding molecular orbital. Just see here, you see 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 10 bonding. So 10 electrons are present in bonding molecular orbital like nitrogen. Now here question is, and number of electron in anti-bonding 2, 4 and 5. So there are 5 electrons in the anti-bonding molecular orbital. As a result, we get here 2.5 number. This is the bond order present in N2 molecule. So number of bond order in in N2 minus is 2.5. This is also very important to understand about what is the difference between molecular orbital and valence bond theory. According to valence bond theory, there was no concept of partial bond. There was concept of resonance, no doubt, but 1.5 bond, and everyone can ask, sir, it is not possible to have a 1.5 bond. It is not possible to have a 2.5. Yes, it is possible. And such type of the bonds are formed, and therefore here N2 minus 1, this molecule ion give 2.5, and this molecule is paramagnetic having bond order 2.5. Exactly, you can calculate bond order of the N2 plus, N2 plus, N2 plus. So how N2 plus? You can again write, remove this, remove one electron from here, one electron. This is the electronic configuration of N2 plus molecule ion. So how many electrons present in bonding molecular orbital? 2, 4, 6, 8 and 9. 9. So up to now, we have calculated bond order of N2 molecule, N2 minus 1 and N2 plus ion. So here in case of N2 plus ion, there are 9 electrons in bonding molecular orbital and 4 electrons in anti-bonding molecular orbital. Divided by 2, you again get 2.5 bond. So 2.5 bond is also present in the N2 plus molecule ion. So this is very simple way to calculate the bond order. Now second thing, stability and bond length. What is the relation between number of the bond and their stability? Very easily you can understand, if there are two bonds in one molecule like oxygen, there are 3 bonds in nitrogen molecule. So you can understand nitrogen molecule is much more stable than oxygen molecule. Why? Because of the presence of 3 bonds. So greater number of the bond present in the molecule explain the much more stability of the molecule or molecule ion. You can very easily say that N2 molecule bond order, it is equal to 3. N2 minus 1 bond order, it is 2.5. N2 plus bond order, it is 2.5, like this. So which one of the molecule is more stable? Certainly this molecule is more stable because of the 3 bond. Bond order means number of the bond. Now, so in this way you can say the stability of the molecule is directly proportional to the bond order. So here you can write stability proportional to bond order. Simple. Now another thing, what is the relation of bond order and bond length? But natural. If there are number of the bond in the molecule, bond length will be shorter. If there are 2 bonds in the molecule, it is bigger than the bond in nitrogen molecule because there are 3 bonds. Because just you see, when the atomic orbital overlap upon the another atomic orbital, so for maximum overlapping, the atomic orbital or the atoms must come to the closure of each other, and therefore certainly bond length will be smaller. So you can say bond bond length proportional to 1 upon bond order. For example, bond length 1 upon 3 nitrogen molecule, bond length 1 upon 2 O2 molecule. You can say 1 by 3 is longer than 1 by 3, and therefore you can say this bond is longer than this one bond. So in any bond you can know, and in case of single bond you can say, just take the example of the methane, ethylene, ethane, ethylene and acetylene. So bond length of the carbon-carbon is much higher than the bond length of carbon-carbon in ethylene, and much higher than the bond length in carbon-carbon acetylene. Why? Because of the single, double and triple bond. Just see here, carbon-carbon. This is the ethane. This is the ethane. And here this is the ethylene. This is the ethylene, hydrogen, hydrogen. And this is the acetylene. Just see here, CH, acetylene. So triple bond, double bond, single bond. So bond length will decrease accordingly. So greater number of the bond number, smaller will be bond length. Thank you very much. Thank you.